going to make 4 different kinds of cookies. I'm going to actually take you through 2 different kinds and then we'll bake a total of 4. First one we're going to work on is our Mexican wedding balls. This is a recipe that was handed down from my mother. We've been making it at Macrina for the last 20 years, so it's pretty exciting. The next cookie that we're working on is a brown sugar shortbread cookie with dried tart and sweet cherries. We have a molasses ginger cookie that has some crystal sugar on the outside, and our final cookie is another recipe that comes from my mother. It's a Swedish overnight. It's a typical icebox cookie. So you make it the night before and then you slice it in coins and decorate it with some sanding sugar, some colorful sparkling sugar on top. So with our Mexican wedding balls, we're going to start with creaming our butter and sugar. And this is almost a shortbread cookie because there's no egg in it. There's flour and then there's toasted ground almonds. And a butter cookie would not be complete without some pure vanilla. And the last thing we're going to do is add the almonds and the all-purpose flour. And we're going to mix it just till it comes together. There we go. And just scoop these in little balls. Now I'm going to chill these in my refrigerator for about 2 hours. Next, we're going to work on the brown sugar shortbread cookies with dried sweetened tart cherries. It is made with brown sugar, cornstarch, all-purpose flour, and the last ingredient is adding in the butter. I have made it up here in advance, and with this amount of dough, we're using 1 pound of butter. So shortbread is really nice when it's about 1/4 inch thick. Here we go. That looks like a good even thickness. So I'm going to use a star. It's a festive design. You can use any kind of cookie cutter that isn't too intricate. So I'm going to cut a few of them here. So with this dough, you can roll it twice. So I will take these scraps and roll it into another dough. There we go. There's a complete tray. Just for safekeeping, I'm going to chill this for about 10 minutes. So now I'm going to just dust them with a little sugar, like so. It just gives them a kind of a shimmer. I'm going to add these to our oven that has the Mexican wedding balls. Next, we're going to work on the molasses ginger cookie. We are going to cream the butter and sugar. And so we have brown sugar. We have a little bit of room temperature butter. And then we have shortening. So shortening, this is the palm fruit shortening. So I'm going to turn this on. The secret to this recipe is we add fresh chopped ginger to it. Just do some thin slices and then just chop it very finely. This recipe also calls for ground cloves, cinnamon, baking soda, and the key ingredient, molasses. I think that these cookies are particularly nice in the wintertime because ginger brings your heat level up. It's a natural warmer-upper. There we go. Drizzle in this molasses. So now we have this is our molasses ginger dough, and it's chilled. I like to roll it in some of this crystal sugar. So I'm just going to scoop a few of these guys out here. And, all right. So these look just right. I think these are placed nicely. Because this cookie dough was already chilled, I don't need to chill them again. And so I'm going to put them in a 325 oven and bake them for 12 to 14 minutes. Let's take a look. Oh gosh, those look beautiful. So those are our brown sugar shortbreads with the dried cherries. I think these are ready also. And if we look on the bottom, they have a nice golden brown color on them also. So I'm going to put our brown sugar shortbread cookies on a cooling rack because they're basically done. But our Mexican wedding balls, I'm going to let them cool down for about 5 minutes and then toss them in powdered sugar. That powdered sugar, because it's warm, the cookie's warm, will really dissolve and kind of create a coating, kind of a shell. And then in about 10 minutes, we'll re-toss them in powdered sugar, and that'll be their final kind of dress coat. So what I'm going to do is take 2 at a time and just toss them in powdered sugar. Great, so we're going to let these cool, and then we're going to redust them in one more coating of the powdered sugar. So now we're going to do our final dusting of these Mexican wedding balls. And you can see how the powdered sugar kind of dissolved. See, now it'll stay nice and bright. Look like little snowballs. So now we're working on our last cookie in the cookie basket. This is our Swedish overnight, which is a typical icebox cookie. It's creaming butter and sugar, adding an egg, and then adding flour. And in this case, we're rolling it into a log and then encrusting it in walnuts. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut coins, and then we're going to decorate these coins. I'm going to cut them about, what is that? Almost a ½ inch thick. I think that's going to look like enough. I don't know if you're familiar with a spritz cookie gun, but I use this as a stencil. Put a little red on the outside. You can use all different colors, but I kind of like to keep it red and green. And then we'll take the green and we'll just kind of fill in the spaces. So this isn't super detailed, but I think it has a real homemade look. And this is what we do at Macrina. Okay, so these are still chilled because I just brought them out of my refrigerator. So I'll bake these for about 20 minutes at 325. These look wonderful. So again, what we're going to test is to see the color of the bottom of the cookie, which is light brown. So these are perfect. So now we get to assemble the cookie box. So again, I just have this little willow basket, and I'm just using a piece of parchment paper. You can use tissue paper, whatever it might be, but the tissue paper will absorb some of the oils or grease or butter from the cookies, so that's why I use parchment paper. So I'm going to put in 4 cookies per variety, and you kind of want to arrange them so they're contrasting each other so they look pretty. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a cello bag around it, a ribbon, and then you can get these really cute little cards at Packaging Specialties or wherever it is that you shop. We finish it with a little bow, and there you have your beautiful Christmas cookie box. If you're looking for more information or more details on the recipes, please go to macrinabakery.com and you will find those recipes available. Thank you. Have a wonderful holiday.